Hi everyone, and welcome back to The Shelves Have Eyes. I'm Fantom, and today we'll be opening the YOLOPARK Megatron Die-Cast AMK Pro Series 20cm model kit. This particular model kit was released prior to the Optimus Prime one that I previously reviewed. We'll be opening it up and taking a look at the build quality and comparison to Optimus. So, first thing that we look at is we've got the new CGI Evergreen designed Generation 1 Megatron. It looks a bit naff. It doesn't look as threatening as Megatron theoretically should look. It looks very cartoony. I noticed that his thigh design is based very heavily on Alex Milne's designs. I don't know if Alex Milne actually was responsible for the art that Hasbro is using for the Transformers 40th, but particularly in the joints, I'm noticing that a lot. The fusion cannon looks odd. It kind of just looks like Perceptor's microscope. It's a little too open. His arms also look hilariously narrow there, his shoulder. I mean, there's not much to really complain about. It is what it is. The Optimus art that was featured on the Optimus Prime model kit, in my opinion, looks better. There is still comic book panels in the background of the image. It's kind of difficult to tell what they actually are, but it actually does look like panel artwork from Transformers number 12, the same one as the Optimus Prime model kit, where he regains his head after being held captive by Shockwave. It's an odd choice, almost as if whoever designed this box didn't have access to anything else other than that particular issue or panels. So it's a little strange. Yeah, you see it particularly here. I don't know if you can actually see it up close very well, but the comic panels here are definitely from that issue. Optimus Prime is wrestling with Shockwave down here, and he's throwing Shockwave into the swamp. I don't know why they used that particular issue again, but whatever. We have a nice CG rendering of the Megatron model kit, as it would appear. All of the technical specs for it. By my eyes, all of the artwork in the background here is also from the same panel. It actually is just copied from the other side. And on the top of the box, we've got a very nice G1 style Decepticon insignia. So let's take a look here. All right, so you pull out the box, outer box art, and here we have a very nice holographic foil image of Megatron holding the world. That's very evocative. Half of a Decepticon insignia here. And the odd thing is, you'll notice here, this Decepticon insignia is the Decepticon insignia made for the Michael Bay movies. It's not the G1 Decepticon insignia, so it's kind of an odd choice. Once again, I think it comes down to whatever they had access to, I guess, when they made this toy. Kind of weird, but you got very nice silver tampographed foil Transformers here. So let's take a look and see what this guy looks like all opened up. All right, so once again, you have all of the pieces in a vacuum-sealed plastic container. You have a secondary tray underneath that has accessories, and I'm not going to forget the instruction booklet this time. So this has the display stand, his accessories, which include his Energon mace, the lightsaber that he uses against Optimus in the movie, his fusion cannon, his back kibble, the gun he uses to shoot Optimus twice in the movie, and here you see the actual G1 Decepticon insignia, which you will notice is stylistically distinct from the Michael Bay Decepticon insignia. This one's just sharper. This one you might call fatter. But this is the one that was used in all G1 packaging and rub signs. So, for what it's worth. So looking through, it seems very similar to the Optimus instructions. It gives you all the information about how to put it together and what batteries to use. It appears his fusion cannon uses a different battery assembly than Optimus. Looks like there's a separate battery assembly for the fusion cannon. So we'll see how that goes. So first we will construct the stand. There's the hinge piece that I forgot about in the Optimus one. No, it goes like that. It's really sticky in terms of the plastic pieces. I'm actually afraid to turn this now. Yeah, this plastic is not the greatest quality, I guess. The base is, but the plastic pieces that form the arm assembly are a little brittle, a little cheap. Rather than break that, I'm just going to put this together as best I can. Yeah, can you hear that? Seems like it could use a little bit of grease to it. And of course, we can't forget the Decepticon insignia that goes onto the base arm. So now we have accessories. So we have this energy blade, lightsaber, beam saber, whatever you want to call it. I think it's actually funny because it only looked this long when he first activated it in the movie. Other than that, it was just a very short energy spark that cut Optimus, so it's kind of an odd choice. But I understand that in later media, this is what the sword looks like. We have Megatron's fusion cannon. Very nice. There's a very nice weathering effect to the plastic, so that's nice. Here's the battery port for the separate power supply for his fusion cannon. It will presumably light up purple, and that's the trigger for the activate the mechanism. His back kibble, his pistol barrel, I should say. His Energon mace, which is very... They chose to articulate it like this so that you can capture action poses as he flails it at Optimus on top of Hoover Dam. And a little blunt energy pistol that he shoots Optimus in the stomach with in the movie. It actually doesn't look very representative of what it looked like in the movie. This is kind of re-engineered, I'm going to guess, just to fit in his hand. All right, so let's move on to the bread and butter of this, so to speak. All right, so here we have the Destron Emperor of Destruction himself. So let's get assembling. Once again, just like Optimus, his toes appear to be die-cast. It seems like the gross joints of his body are going to be die-cast, so they're going to have a heavier heft to them than the plastic. But, I mean, all told, the figure is going to be a weighty figure. So we have his leg assemblies here, which are very nice. Like Optimus, his feet are actually interchangeable. So they fit in very nicely. Now he has a rocker joint here, a universal joint rather, here in his ankle. So pushing his feet into the leg assembly is a little difficult because the hinge is going to go down as you push. But it doesn't feel like it's going to let go. Doesn't feel like it's going to break. One interesting thing to note is this particular Megatron I got, I believe this is the second run, so quality might be slightly different from the quality in the first run. I've heard a lot of things saying the plastic in this was very heavy duty. I'm kind of getting a cheaper plastic feel to it, so I don't know if quality-wise they went down. Megatron's hands are actually much better than Optimus's. I kind of wish they had done this hand for Optimus because Optimus's fingers are all built on ball joints and they look very spindly, almost like a droid fingers from Star Wars, like 3PO's fingers. These feel like Alex Milne mitts right here. So I'm really happy with this. Actually, I do wonder why they opted for the slightly weirder finger design for the Optimus toy. But all right, so here we're gonna. All right, so his chest plate here is die-cast metal. The rest of the torso assembly is plastic, and this detaches because they give you the battle-damaged chest from Transformers the movie, which actually looks really cool, I will have to say. So the battle-damaged chest, however, this is all plastic. This is all plastic. This, at least, is metal. So all right, so now we've got his shoulder and arm assembly. Oh, there's that sound I don't like. I think there might be quality control issues here. That's a nice wrist joint, though. I will say that. All right, so Megatron does come with two alternate faces. You have battle damaged from Transformers the movie, and just like a generic scowl face. Because his head comes packaged with him laughing. So you've got open mouth, closed mouth, and then battle damaged from the movie. All right, and there you have him. The Decepticon Emperor of Destruction. I have not put the batteries into his head yet, so his eyes don't light up at the moment. But all told, a really nice looking figure. I would say that he's got really nice range of motion. I don't know. I don't feel like the quality of this is as high as the Optimus figure. Likeness-wise, I like it. Likeness-wise, it fits perfectly with the Optimus figure. And I mean, you can totally see these two going at it on top of Hoover Dam or fighting to the death at Autobot City. Kind of weird, though, that they would use comic panels on the packaging because this does not look like comic Megatron at all. I mean, anyone who is familiar with the Transformers comics can tell you that aside from the first 4 issues and then continuing on off and on throughout the series, Megatron is really not the #1 leader of the Decepticons. I mean, he is usurped within 4 issues by Shockwave, disappears through the portal with Ratchet and gets fused together, doesn't reappear for, 30 issues, and instead you end up with Ratbat and Shockwave duking it out, along with, Straxus shows up for, 4 issues, and then Scorponok shows up, and then he becomes leader of the Decepticons. So this is not a good comic-accurate Megatron, but it is definitely an excellent G1 version of the character. Like Optimus, you've got really nice weathering on a lot of his joints and parts. It looks pitted, it looks scratched. It's actually quite impressive, the job that they did on it. I like the fact he has these winged joints here. When you push them out, however, his chest does pop out. I am really leery about the posts, the plastic posts for both his shoulders and his bicep. They made that sticking noise. They're slightly too tight. I'll probably end up sanding them down just a little bit, just in order to get range of motion correct. It's kind of worrisome because I'm very worried about that post snapping. Okay, so all told, this is, to me, less impressive than the Optimus toy. Quality-wise, I think it's a little cheaper. It's not as heavy as Optimus. Megatron's diecast is only his chest piece and his feet. And even on his feet, it's just his toes. It's just this small piece here that's diecast. Yeah, even his heel isn't diecast. Doesn't seem to be any diecast in his legs. All of this is plastic. All of his torso is plastic with the exception of the chest plate. And then his arms are all plastic. So, kind of disappointed there. I mean, in a way, it makes sense because this is the first G1 based toy YOLOPARK released, and it makes sense why Optimus would be slightly better in terms of engineering and amount of diecast. And it's very clear that they worked out some kinks between Megatron and Optimus, which makes me very positive. I have a very positive outlook for the next batch of figures that they're going to release in this AMK Pro Series. But it just kind of leaves Megatron in a not great situation of being an excellent looking representation of the character with a great amount of posability, but quality is a little suspect. I don't feel like this model kit made me excited. Not like Optimus. And I love Megatron, just like I love Optimus. This didn't seem as exciting to me. Putting it together and then actually feeling it in my hands tactilely, I don't feel like it is up to the same quality standard as I was expecting. The accessories are a really nice touch. I like all of the stuff that they've given you here. I just feel like maybe this should have been baked a little longer, let's just say. He also comes with the key to Vector Sigma, if I can ever get it out of the package, which is diecast. So it seems like they spent their die cast on the Key to Vector Sigma, his chest plate, and his toes. That's it. You've got two different faces, so that's interesting. I like the fact that you have both battle damaged from the movie and closed mouth. Truth be told, I really don't feel like there's enough battle damage here. It just kind of looks like two versions of the same face. The accessories are fine. The accessories are great. The accessories are perfectly serviceable. And including the battle damage chest plate was a great idea. But this was not worth the price I paid for it. I paid about $35 for the Optimus. This was $40. And I feel like, yeah, I probably would have gotten it as a completionist just so I had him to offset Optimus to face each other on my shelf. But 35 or 30 would have been a much better price point for what you got here, in my opinion. Like I said, the stand, I don't even want to take this out because I'm terrified that this post is going to break. It's too there's too much tension. There's too much. Yeah, I'm not even going to try that. So mildly disappointed about that. I mean, I don't display Optimus on his stand, so I probably wasn't going to display Megatron on his stand either. But still, it's kind of a sticking point for me. There is a lot of things to like about this. I like that rocker hinge in his chest, actually. I like the fact that they gave his the textured gun grips on his waist pauldron and on his foot. It's nice. It looks good. He actually does look like he's rusted. So, I mean, there's a lot to like in this figure, but I would say as much as it pains me, this figure is not worth the price. The best way to equate this figure, if I was to give any kind of comparison, is this figure is to this YOLOPARK AMK Pro Series what the original Masterpiece Megatron was to the beginning of the Takara Tomy Masterpiece line. It gives you everything you want, and you're really happy with it, but there's still issues that are kind of insurmountable. I mean, I love the original Masterpiece Megatron. I mean, I paid $140 for him at BotCon back in the day. I love the original Masterpiece Optimus Prime. Granted, I like the later versions of that figure more because they become more comic accurate, but, well, cartoon accurate, rather. But at its time, the Masterpiece line was interesting because they really were giving you the most realistic alternate mode with a superposable, fairly modern version of the robot mode. This is just kind of, I'm sorry to say it. I mean, I'm glad I got it. I'm glad that Optimus now has a Megatron to face on my shelf. That they're both in the same style and they come with the great accessories and everything else. But I find it very hard to recommend getting this toy at this price point with these quality control issues. I mean, here's hoping YOLOPARK will put out another version that maybe has a little bit more die cast, fixes some of the problems with the plastic used, because Optimus's plastic was not this kind of brittle plastic. His plastic was, I don't want to say thicker, but it had more of a plasticine quality to it. So when you shoved his bicep into his shoulder, you could feel the Oh yeah, this is real. I don't even want to. Oh yeah, I'm gonna break that. I'm gonna break that. That literally is too stuck. It's too narrow. It's too tight. I don't like the noise, and I can feel the plastic shifting as I try to turn his arm. So at the end of the day, I'm sorry, Yellow Park Megatron, but you are not as good as Optimus.
You're old, Megatron. Yesterday's model, ready for the scrap heap.
We'll see who's ready for the scrap heap.
Junk! That's what you are. Junk!
Silence!
The reasons for this are seemingly bad quality control, cheaper plastic, less die cast. I mean, when you're looking at something like this, those are killer faults. So, yeah, if you already own the Optimus, the YOLOPARK Optimus, get Megatron. But get him like on a sale or damaged box or secondhand. Don't shell out the cost that YOLOPARK is asking for it now. I think they're asking for like $40, $45 for him now. That's just way too much for this. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but this is actually really disappointing to me. I'm very sorry, but I cannot in good faith recommend this toy. Looks-wise, great. As an actual figure, I wouldn't say terrible, but I mean, not great. All right then. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Shelves Have Eyes. And I'm so upset about this. I was really looking forward to this. I was really looking forward to this figure. And I'm very upset at the issues that I've just outlined. All right, well, thank you for joining me once again. I will probably be doing the comic book edition Shockwave and Straxus next. I've got the Titans Return Fortress Maximus on the docket, but I have to pull out my G1 Fortress Maximus and pull out my Metroplex, just so I could do a better comparison of the changes made to the mold. But yeah, those should be coming to you in the near future. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this was helpful to somebody who was looking to pick up these YOLOPARK figures. Stay safe, y'all.
Rise me to